Dr. Watane, Deputy Director of Higher Education in the Ministry of Education, representing our PS Higher Education. Our Chair of the Council of this university, Dr. Pamela Sitiene, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Solomon Shibairo, the leadership that is here from both political leadership and community leadership, professors present, graduates who are here, both from PhD up to a diploma level, parents who are here, and the community. Good morning. Good morning again. First, let me start by congratulating the university, and particularly through the chair, Dr. Pamela Sitiene, for organizing this very colorful ceremony. I want to also congratulate the students without whom we would not be here to celebrate anything except your achievements. Congratulations, well done. I bring you greetings from the CS of Education, Honorable Machogu, whom we serve together in the cabinet, a very passionate public servant who has served this country for many years and who has the greatest responsibility at such a time as this to reform our education, especially higher education. Honorable Machogu, sitting with him in the cabinet, and with the president who has been a minister of higher education, they are both very passionate about turning around the fortunes of our universities, which in the recent past have suffered immense financial and administrative challenges. I can give you confidence, as part of collective responsibility of the cabinet, that this government is going to restore the former glory of our universities and university education. I say so because I have been a teacher myself at the university, and I taught for 5 years before joining politics, both Catholic University, University of Nairobi, and Moi University. And in all those stints, I enjoyed my stay and work at the university, but I saw the university sliding to the financial challenges we have today, because partly it was because of mismanagement of our privately earned resources. And I think that it is time for us to restore the university to what it ought to be, to its former glory. When I came to this meeting, I had a debate in my mind. I have 2 speeches, and these speeches have been competing. One speech is the one that has fellow Kenyans and ladies and gentlemen, which has been written for me, and of course under my instructions. But the other speech was in my mind, the speech that comes from my heart. So that competition has gone on up to the very moment I stood, and I have decided to speak my mind instead of reading the old speech. I was in your place 18 years ago, just exactly where you are, especially graduates who are graduating for the first time. So the distance between where you are sitting and where I'm standing is somewhere around 18 years, which is not too long. I remember vividly the day I sat at the University of Nairobi Graduation Square on 12th of March 2005, and the fears that were running through my mind. When we joined the university on 15th of October 2000, we went there as comrades, full of expectation, full of energy, full of power. In fact, it didn't take us 2 months to join the first maandamano, which was comrades' power against the administration of the university. We were very passionate. We used to block Uhuru Highway passionately, believing that we had any power that we had in life. 4 years down the line, I remember vividly how my mind was wondering, what will happen now that I'm graduating? I suddenly realized that the accommodation I was being given was not mine, it was for the university. And for a person like me, who grew up in Embobut Forest as a squatter and came to Nairobi for the first time for education, I was really debating in my mind, what next after graduation? So of course, as friends, we came together, about 4 of us. We went and rented a house somewhere called Tiongo Road along Wayaki Way. And we made sure we went close to the village where there was milk. You know, you would directly ask for cow milk directly from the farmers to just reduce the cost of living, because I know you are all grappling now with what will happen with the cost of living. And as I debated in my mind, I realized I didn't even have a bed, not even a mattress. Even the mattress I was using was a university mattress. So there was a caretaker called Wanjiko. I debated in my mind whether I should ask her, please give me your mattress. Give me this one old mattress, I go and start life with it. I went and borrowed money from a friend. I thought I was the only one who was debating in my mind whether I should get this mattress. In our alumni or class reunion 3 months ago, 3 other colleagues confessed that they wanted to ask Wanjiko to give them a mattress to go and use after school. And I'm sure a number of you here are having that debate in your mind, wondering you are graduating, having a lot of fear of whether you will achieve that which you wanted to achieve in life. And even asking yourself, what is the purpose of education? Why did I really go to school? If I'm told if you study Bachelor of Arts, there are no jobs, and there's some people are telling you, no, there are no jobs for Bachelor of Arts. Some are telling you we have enough teachers, but you went to school to study Bachelor of Education. That debate, I know, is in the minds of many students today. First, I want you to accept your situation. Accept the fact that this is a beginning. Accept your humble beginning. If you have to go to a particular town and leave 4 of you in one house, if you have to walk to work, do it. Don't fear that you have a university degree and you are unable to do it. Go through the process, accept the situation you are in, and know that the Bible says, do not despise the days of the humble beginning. Many people, when they see us, they see a cabinet secretary like myself, they think they were privileged in life. My colleague, the chair here, spoke very well about her village, Mbele, Kenya. But you all know the English she's speaking. That is what we speak in Mbele, Kenya. Yeah? I have been with Pamela before, and she introduced herself, and then somebody told me, ni kabila gani? Ati nini? Havana, hiyo sio Kiingereza ya hapo. And I know that as a person who came from a humble background, sometimes those issues try to suppress you. And sometimes it plays in your mind. I want you to accept that that beginning is a humble beginning. Greater things are ahead for you. It doesn't matter the challenges they are going to tell you. I know. This, by the way, I told Pamela earlier, this is a very emotional moment. I know there's a parent out there who is a single mother, and she's so surprised that her child is graduating. We have people here who have sold everything to make sure that their children go to school. I identify with that. I identify with that humble beginning. There are parents who have come here who have been told by their friends at home, hata kama ulipeleka mtoto shule, hakuna makazi, sasa utamleta nyumbani ndio aende wapi? And both the parents and the students are having that debate. But I want to give you a word of solace, that there is a better future. This is just but the beginning. You know, I saw on social media a debate about the shoes I wear and the watch. You know, and I was really surprised because I was telling my wife, is that me? Is that me? I told my sister, is that us? We've made it to this level. And I want to tell you something. And I was just joking, and I told my friends, if you look at my picture in primary school, I had a watch, a very nice watch. How I got that watch was very difficult. My father told me, if you become number 1, I'll buy you a watch. I read and read and read. I was going dizzy. I missed number 1 by 2 marks. The mzee was so alinionea room, he bought me that watch. And I think maybe that's where my love for watches started. But that passion, that background should never make us lose hope. Number 2, when you find yourself in the situation you are as a graduate and you're wondering what will happen, there are too many voices that come to you. There's a voice that's telling you the economy is bad, you're going nowhere. There's a voice that tells you others have been here, they never succeeded. See, the son of so-and-so is there, he doesn't have a job. There is another voice that is telling you that you will never succeed, you will be the same. Remind me of a story of a man who was drunk and had walked through a city, a town, going to his home. On the way, he fell into a ditch near a cemetery. And he worked so hard to come out of the ditch, of the hole. And then it was so difficult because he was a little bit drunk. Then he heard a voice next door saying, I have tried for all this time to also come out of the ditch. It was very difficult. And because he thought the voice came from somebody who was buried there, he sprang up and he got out of the hole, because out of fear that now he was speaking to ancestors. My encouragement to you is that surround yourself with positive energy, with positive people. Don't flood your life with negative news. Today, don't think about what will happen tomorrow. First, celebrate that you are graduating. Some of you had fees problem and you are graduating. Celebrate that graduation. Some of you were battling diseases and God enabled you to battle it, go to hospital, come back to do exam, and you are graduating. Some of you, and I know very well, were discouraged by some lecturers. It's a fact. Mwalimu wa math alikuambia utaenda wapi, mwambie hapa ni wapi. You know? I know that. I know sadistic lecturers who are just out of their way to frustrate students to graduate. I know them. Both when I was a student and when I was a lecturer. I would see colleagues who would go out of their way telling students, in this class you are 100, only 10 will graduate. And to those type of teachers, if only 10 of 100 students graduate in your class, it is not the students who are a failure, you are the failure. Because you are the one who was unable to teach the students and to make them graduate. So serve at the moment. Some lady students here had to battle sexual harassment. And I'm telling you, Dr. Pamela, I'm not saying this out of blues. Some students go through harassment of lecturers who are willing to give marks for sex. Don't look at me like you are ashamed, it is the truth. It's a problem that we battle, not just in one university, but all universities in this country. Celebrate the fact that you conquered, and I hope you do not succumb, and you made sure that you succeed at such a time as this. Don't surround yourself with narrow-minded people. You will end up being the people you hang around with. The Bible says in Corinthians that don't be fooled by those who say such things, for bad company corrupts a good character. Read, seek knowledge, seek advice from those who went before you. Listen to those who have made it. Spend your time, go to YouTube. Instead of wasting your time on Facebook and TikTok, watching comedians. It's good, sometimes I do, because it's a time for me to try to relax my mind from the difficult times of work, but also spend time looking for good content that can edify you, can strengthen you, can make you a better person. Don't be intimidated by professionals. Don't be told that there are too many lawyers, there's no room for you to practice law. We used to be told. And I remember at this point in time, as someone I preached in campus, and I know you are surprised that I was a preacher. Yes, I was. I remember that someone very well, and I told my colleagues, the Bible records that there were 12 spies that were sent to go and spy the land in Canaan. Out of the 12, only 2 came back, Caleb and Joshua, with a good report. The rest of 10 talked about that place has giants, it has Nephilims, we will not succeed, we will not make it. And I told them, we are not going to Canaan because Canaan is empty. We are going to Canaan so that we conquer Canaan, because we are going to displace the Nephilims, the Jebusites, the all kind of sites, because we have the capacity, the courage, and the knowledge to be able to conquer the world. So when your chair says that you go conquer the world, I am not telling you you will get jobs because there are jobs that have not been occupied. You will get jobs because you are going to be better than those who sometimes are occupying those positions. Every opportunity that comes to you, grab it. When Paul spoke to Colossians, he said, whatever you do, work in all your heart as working for the Lord and not for human beings. He told Timothy, let no one despise your youth. Be an example. I know Pamela. Some people are wondering, this young girl, how can she be a chair of a council? Who does she know? If I was to speak to you, I would tell you what Paul told Timothy. Let no one despise your youth. Be an example. In terms of chairs of councils, be an example. I would tell the graduates today, let no one despise your youth. Be an example in everything you do. And I'm saying this out of experience. My father, who is a reverend, used to tell me, because his only podium was the pulpit, he told me, if you get a chance, because he's the one who tutored me to be a preacher, he told me, if you get a chance to speak and preach one sermon, preach as if you will not get any other chance to preach. And he told me, my son, I assure you, they will call you again. And I'm saying this to you graduates. You have asked me to ask the ministry to absorb some of you who are engineers to be interns. But some of you, you are given a chance to be an intern at the Ministry of Roads, or Kenya National Highway, or Kenya Rural Roads Authority, or Kenya Urban Roads Authority, but you play with that chance. You are always on TikTok, on WhatsApp. You are absent-minded. You are doing the little. You are leaving office before your boss. Grab the opportunity that comes. Make it impossible for people to dispense with you. I was in the office the other day, and I was told one of the ladies who works in the ministry is an intern. And I asked, how can intern be better than those who are already employed in this ministry? And I told the officers that work under us, make sure this girl doesn't live here. Find a way of keeping her in this ministry, this one, because of her diligence and hard work. You will get one opportunity in life. You will get an opportunity to become an intern. Somebody will give you an opportunity. A professor will give you an opportunity to be a researcher. An institution will give you an opportunity for a 1-month assignment. And that will determine whether you will stay in that institution for more than the 1 month, or you will be dispensed with after that 1 month. Grab that opportunity. It comes at once. Make sure you take advantage. Avoid complacency. Avoid familiarity. Grow yourself. Challenge yourself. Be better than what you found yourself to be at that point in time. The fourth issue I would say is trust the process. People don't become what they are. Nobody becomes a professor by just reading 2-3 books and become professor. Nobody becomes a professor. Don't just covet being a professor. Nobody. Even my friend Salasha, who is here, who is elected. No person, no member of parliament, despite the fact that you people despise him, can be elected without hard work. Trust the process. Go through that process. Dirty your hands. Roll your sleeves. Go down the trenches. Do something. Don't just sit there and say, I will be promoted, I will be a big person. You must be ready to do something. Life is like swimming. You only learn it because you are doing it. Don't be quick to achieve success. Success is not like instant coffee. Haven't you realized the situations where people who took time to hone their skills in silence, behind the scenes, they have done a lot to become who they are. When they get the platform to speak to the nation, people ask themselves, na ulikuwa wapi? It was there, it was being made. They were being sharpened. And I want you to understand that you will never be great by just sitting there waiting to be promoted. Some of you who will cut shortcuts of promotion, you are actually moving faster to exposing yourself. Because up there, sooner people will ask, na huyu ni nani alilete hii akafika upande huu? Because you never trusted, you never went through the process. The fifth issue I'll say is define your own parameters of success. Stop keeping up with the Joneses. You will never be exactly what your neighbor is, your classmate. There are people who don't now go to alumni or class reunions because they fear being compared with their classmates. In my class, I'm a cabinet secretary. We have a PS in my class. But my colleagues think they are admiring us. But also my class, we have 6 or 7 PhD students. Actually, we have about 6 PhD graduates in law. As they think that I have succeeded, in my heart I'm saying, these guys have conquered where I did not conquer. Because in 2008, I registered to be a PhD student. I did not even go past 6 months. I repeated again when I was in Senate. I did not go beyond 6 months. So as they admire me, I am admiring what they have conquered. Define your parameters of success. Don't make money become your parameters of success. Money is not enough to make you successful. Good relationship is good for your success. Money is not enough. Good health is important for your success. Just know your limits. Don't stretch yourself beyond your limits, because that is where you lose your mental health. There are so many successful people. I don't know if you know, every other term, there are 2, 3, 4, 5 members of parliament who are saved from committing suicide. What do they have? They have salary. They have good offices. In higher offices, CEOs, you know CEOs, big people, that in your own eyes you see they are successful. They are not. Define your parameters of success. Define what God has called you to do. Live by those parameters. Find time with yourself. Exercise, run, play football. Do something that will keep you and will keep your mind sharp. I'm almost coming to an end. The sixth, and actually the final statement I will say, harness your friendships and your network. Some of you today are graduating with degrees. 2 degrees actually. You are graduating with your academic degree and you are going home with a spouse. Isn't that a fact? It's a fact. In my class, 6 of us, which makes 12 students, are a couple. I married my classmate. Relationship that started, we graduated together like today and survived with 4 children down the line. Isn't that a good thing? I know some of you are struggling. What you will tell your parents because you have not told them. You've not even told them you have been living like husband and wife in school for more than half of your time in the university. Some of you, the reason why you are struggling to tell your parents is because when you came to school and you came all the way from Turkana, your parents told you, na uchungane sana na Waluya, usinilete mwanamke Muluya. And you are sitting there and your spouse is a Luya. So you are wondering. In fact, I know because I've been there. I know some of you are even going to pick your two friends, other friends, to just cover up. And you tell your parents, awa ni marafiki yangu mama. Because you don't want to be asked, na kwa nini ule moja ndio will introduce peke yake. But that's a good thing. That is life. That's the reason why there is education. School is one of the places where you build relationships. Some of the relationships you build are the ones that are related to friends, classmates. Those are people you will run to. Build relationship with your family. Don't lose them. Sometimes they are the only ones. Even when you have their all money, you just need comfort and love. As you get out of this gate, remember that those relationships are very important. So I just thought I should speak to you like your brother. I didn't want to say, ladies and gentlemen, in my speech. If the university will require my speech, I will send to them. But I wanted to just share this experience and tell you as graduates that there is a great future for you. Don't worry. Don't worry about our country. Our country is going to bounce back big time. Big time. I know we are political and we have different political sides. It doesn't matter. They say, if there is a leadership and government that is in place, pray for it because that is the welfare of your country. In the last 1 year, the president and those of us who are in leadership have worked so hard to make sure that our country does not slide to economic mess, especially the debt. Next year, I have good news. This country is going to bounce back in a big way. And even as we wait for this country to bounce back, be the contributor, be one of the persons who's going to play a role in making sure that this country is going to grow. So you will succeed. The other good news is that some of you are not going to live in Kenya. You will go with your struggling English like mine. You will come back like Pamela. You will come back like Pamela. Some of you who have no spouses, relax. It is appointed at such a time as this that your wife will be a Chinese. So therefore, God will cause a way that you will get a scholarship to go and study in China and thereafter come home with a wife or a husband from Japan. And I just want to say that there are certain requests that have been made here, VC. Before I respond to the roads, please continue the trajectory of connecting the university and marketplace. There must be a close connection between the university and the industry because that is extremely important. We don't want important universities where students are actually studying theoretically and yet they are studying science and things that should be practical. Let's do everything to ensure, and the council supporting you, to make sure that there is a link between the university and industry. Number two, avoid, and this is something we've discussed in the cabinet, let us avoid localizing our university. MUST is not a university for Kakamega, and it's not a Luya university. This is an international university. It is just that it is located in Kakamega, because Kakamega also is international. Let us stop localizing our university. The disease that has really killed most of our universities as a country is making it local and capturing it with corruption, with ethnic capture, wastage, that has made it impossible for the universities to grow. The last thing I would say is that I am ready to support the university. His Excellency the President made a pronouncement about the bridge. We have done the costing of the bridge. We sent our designers and they have designed the bridge. It's a bit pricey. It's about 241 million shillings to 241 million shillings, yes, to deliver the bridge, a proper bridge that people can walk through. I have asked the DG Kenya, while you were speaking, VC, to find ways of putting together some resources, even to start with, so that the bridge can start maybe March next year, so that we can complete in good time for our students to cross the road safely. It is the responsibility, it's our responsibility as a ministry. If it was not just for the financial challenge, this is an issue that we should have done long time ago. It is not allowed that this number of people are living in a particular place, crossing a road dangerously without having a footbridge. Therefore, we are going to correct. You have made a request for inside the school. That is not our job. Inside institution here, the tarmac, the cabro, the what, that's the responsibility of developer and the university. But because I was asking myself, why did you invite me here? Now I know why you invited me here. You had a plan. And so that the purpose of you inviting me here can become of benefit to the university, I have talked to Kenya Urban Roads Authority, and we are going to do for you, we put cabro the roads within the university so that the students cannot come from their hostels with matope to come to class. The last thing is that I request you as you go home, please let us observe road traffic rules. Let's protect ourselves from road accidents. Let's not board buses that are already full. In fact, be more careful now as you leave this graduation. We don't want to hear any of you or any of your family members having a problem, because maybe you woke up 5 in the morning and your driver has not rested and you're driving again for another 8 or so hours. I pray that you become, if you see your driver is sleepy, just stop there and let him sleep. There's no problem. Getting home tomorrow safe is better than pretending that you want to get home today. The party can wait. If there was a party tomorrow, it can be done the day after. Let's observe road traffic rules. I have said publicly, and some people are making jokes on social media, there are drivers who are dangerously crossing flooded roads. El Nino is still there. This is just a small period of lull. It will come back in a week's time. I have put on notice all drivers, and it is the citizens who are also cheering them. If you see those videos you see online, people are cheering a driver to cross a flooded river, and they are taking videos. I have said that you will be charged for attempted suicide even if you cross that flooded road. You will still be held responsible for driving dangerously and endangering lives of Kenyans. And if there's nobody inside the car, even endangering your own life, it's the responsibility of government to punish you for endangering your own life. So let's be careful on our roads. The last thing I would say about our road system is that I am emphasizing those who are operating illegal public service vehicles. Somebody is coming to stage, picking people, using their private vehicles, or they use certain unlicensed and registered vehicles. Please, that is dangerous. And I've asked the relevant agencies to make sure that they take full responsibility. That does not mean that you cannot give somebody lift. That's a different issue. It doesn't mean you cannot give lift to someone in your car. That's not the point. The point is there are certain vehicles that are operating as matatus without any registration as matatus, and they're endangering the lives of our people. Kwa hivyo nawapenda nyote, asanteni sana, salamia familia zenu, mujienjoy, wake up the next day to think about the next future. You enjoy first what you have achieved today. Once again, congratulations.